Everybody, Shiny Sephiroth here, and I'm very excited to be able to go in and show my display of the Bat family, like Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl, all those others. But first, before we dive into that, just want to show you all a little update I did to the main Batman display. As you can see here, it mostly looks the same, except for right up here. I went ahead and I added the Justice League Snyder Cut Batman that McFarlane released, as well as the Flash Batman. And I did put on one of my Batfleck heads on him to mitigate that original head that you can see right here that it came with. And in my head, that kind of represents, so they have the BVS, which is the Snyderverse. Then we have the Nightmare Universe. And then this one here, this suit did appear in the Justice League. So this suit here represents the Justice League for me. And then this suit here represents another kind of weird offshoot of the Snyderverse, which is the Flash movie. And yeah, so just kind of the four different iterations of Batfleck right here. Still leaving room for James Gunn's Batman whenever he's released. But like I said in the last video, one thing I needed to add back in here was McFarlane's B-Task Batman that came with that really cool homage set to the intro beginning credits. And so he is set back up there, kind of overseeing the whole thing. Even though I already have this more accurate B-Task toy here, I just can't have that not be up there. Just such a cool display piece. And I think it really helps tie in this whole Batman display. There are some more things coming up here on that top area, but before we dive in all that stuff over there, let's go ahead and move on down to the updated Bat family display. All right, everybody, I am so happy with how this turned out. I was able to finally go through so many of these Bat family members, open up so many boxes, and get this set up. So let's go ahead and see here what we have added. Well, I think this is the first time I'm actually showing it. So here's what it's looking like right now. You don't have the before. Probably should have done that, but it's not that big of a deal. Just moved some things around. What I added to the shelf that wasn't here before was first the comic version of Burt Ward's Robin, the animated Nightwing, the comic version of Burt Ward's Nightwing, the Nightfall Nightwing, and the Chris O'Donnell Robin. I also added the Fighting the Frozen Page Puncher Cave Robin. So you can kind of tell how long it's been since I've been opening some stuff. So really like how this turned out. So going on over here, we have the next set of Robins from the franchise. We have the Red Hood. I added the Platinum Red Hood here from the Page Punchers line. I had this one from the first release of Red Hood from the New Adventures of Batman comic. So didn't pick up the Page Punchers version because it's the same thing. Let's see what else is new to here. The post-rebirth, I think it's during the New Justice era, after Jeff Johns left his role. Let me move this guy out of the way. After Jeff Johns left his role as the creative director of DC and left Rebirth in the hands of Dan Didio, or Didio, however you pronounce it. So there's that version of Red Hood right there. I added him. And for Red Hood, I believe that was it. It did take a while to rearrange some of this stuff. So next one on the list was the Tim Drake Robins. And who I added here, first of all, was this version of Tim Drake. I had not opened him yet. Really glad to have him in there. So basically his first suit. I also added in his, not New Justice, it was the Wonder Comics, I believe, when he was running the Young Justice team. After he got rid of the double R's, I believe. It was before he turned into Drake for like 3 issues. And then went back to being just Robin. And DC was trying to figure out what to do with having so many Robins. And then over here for the Damian Wayne side of things, I added the 2 page punchers. This one right here symbolizing his first foray into Robin before he was officially a Robin. He had taken, I believe it was either Tim Drake or Jason Todd's Robin outfit and kind of custom it to himself. And then he threw on his assassin's hood and cloak that he had when he was first picked up by Bruce. So that's what he wore. It was during the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul arc. And then shortly thereafter, he became the Robin to Dick Grayson's Batman. And that's what he wore. And then here's his rebirth look. And then his Infinite Frontier look. And I don't know what he's currently wearing for Dawn of DC onward. And then what we've been doing so far here is the animated figures, the BTAS and whatnot, they go up front. So we do have this toy-only version of the BTAS Carrie Kelly. So she's up front and center right here. I added her. I also added, and this one is really good for me. I've been wanting this version of Barbara Gordon for so long, and I'll show you why. When I was a little kid, my parents sold this vacuum cleaner as a side job called the Rainbow. And I would accompany them and kind of be an assistant and helping them with their demos. And at one house, when my parents were doing like the final part of the presentation, this lady had a table with some different toys on it. And I kept playing with this toy that she had there. And at the end of it all, she said, hey, I really want you to have this. And my parents and I were like, oh, no, it's yours. Like, no, it would really mean a lot if you took it. So all of these years, it's been probably 30 plus years I've had this. I'm still keeping. I'm not sure where I'm going to put her, but I mean, it's a really nice memory from my childhood. You can see it's definitely scuffed up over the years, but it's really cool to have a larger scale version of her here. And just this suit, because of that nice lady, means a lot to me. Moving on, not to bore you with my sentimentality, I added the Fighting the Frozen non-platinum Batgirl here. And I also added these 3 Yvonne Craig 1966 suits from her. I do have the McFarlane version of her base suit from the show, and it has been up on display in my Batcave. But after seeing these 3 over here together, I figured, hey, you know what? I think it makes more sense to have the McFarlane figure just here and just swap them on the display. And I decided I was going to do that on camera. So just one moment. Bum, ba, 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 bum. Here we go. Went ahead and I added that in. You can see that she is slightly different than the other McFarlane Yvonne Craig Batgirls. I guess technically it's not Yvonne Craig. It is based on the comic designs. And this comic design just so happens to look just like her design from the TV show. So it is what it is. Yeah, but she has a smiling face and the others do not. And I was able to, I had her Batarang, but it does seem as if, oh, this Batarang fell. But it does seem as if her handcuffs got lost somewhere in the chaos of the Batcave right now. So I'll have to find that and add that in later. But I don't know, I just think it's really cool. I am building up a shelf that is alternate colored costumes and whatnot. And I believe that's where the platinum version of her that I got as a gift from Figure Fever is. But yeah, it wouldn't fit here in this shelf anyway. But I don't know, I saw all these together and I thought they have to stay together. Yeah, I don't know why. Batgirl was always one of my favorite designs and concepts. I don't know, maybe it was kind of like my first foray into like what Sixth Rangers became in Power Rangers. It's like, oh, it's this mystery extra ranger that comes in every now and then and helps out, and just really cool. And yeah, it's like slight alteration of the original costume, whatnot. I just yeah, my first version and exposure to Batgirl was Yvonne Craig's, and yeah, so just really glad to highlight that in my collection. And then you see all the other stuff I've had here from before. And yeah, that's that's what we're working with right here for the Batfamily. So there you have it. Thank you all so much for being a part of this video and a part of this channel. Visiting us here at the Retroverse Nexus, make sure to leave a comment to get enrolled in giveaways. Make sure to subscribe to help the giveaway milestones happen. And please leave a like to help with the algorithm. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video.